The big game is all that remains of the 2025-2026 NFL season. Go out with a bang with our top 10 best bets for Super Bowl 60 next on the IBT podcast.
I've been going dummy, out of bounds, putting on a clinic. Stick around, carrots in my hardware. KC, caught him in the crosshair. Look at me, been the guy calling Mr. MVP. Keep your ass on the bench by my MPC. Earn my stripes like I fixed this league. Your dog's on the turf, my dog's in the street. You can find me somewhere in between. Never a dull moment like a movie scene. About to do the ops like I did this beat. Let them keep talking, RG3. Coming to you live. This is the In Between Fantasy Football Podcast.
All right, and welcome into the In Between Fantasy Football Podcast, your place for both a refreshing and feel-good take on fantasy football and NFL gambling. The pinnacle of sports is upon us. We've got our top 10 best bets for Super Bowl 60 when the Seattle Seahawks take on the upstart New England Patriots for what should be a wild one in Santa Clara, California. I'm your host, Seth Wilcock, joined by Boston's boy, Steve Lawson, and Tyler Two-Steppin' Bradley, baby. We're going to go through our best bets as well as our anytime touchdown calls and our PropDecks lineups. Guys, how are you? And is it just me, or does this Super Bowl feel a little less hyped up than usual? I don't know if it's just two surprising teams, the Winter Olympics being back on Friday as well, stealing some of the show. Tyler, what do you think? What are the overall feelings in the community about this big one?
Dude, I'm excited about the Super Bowl. I like, for me, I'm pumped. It feels like a new era. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's been so much of the Chiefs and the Eagles and like the same old. You got two awesome storylines. You got a displaced head coach with a young quarterback that's trying to do something in a team that's known for winning championships, right? And then you got a guy that was a top pick, completely flopped, was dropped by team. Yeah. He goes to the Vikings. He does good. He ends up in Seattle. And let me tell you, there's no way Seattle moves DK. They move Lockett. They bring in Darnold. They don't enforce the offensive line. You know, there's no way. I don't think anybody, unless you were a Seattle fan at the beginning of the season, was saying the Seattle Seahawks will be in the Super Bowl. And here we are. You've got a rejuvenated quarterback that all of a sudden people are saying, is he top 10? Is he top 5? Like, is Sam Darnold the truth? So you have like old age rejuvenated guy on a brand new team, brand new regime. You've got a young quarterback with a displaced head coach who should have never got fired from Tennessee. Like, it's good. It's good. It's fresh. It's new. Yeah. You know, it's not like the same old, you know, the only thing that's going to be bad is the halftime show.
I also don't know one Bad Bunny song, if I'm going to be honest with you. So I am out on that a little bit. But Steve, you are certainly someone who enjoys culture.
On the inside.
You enjoy storylines. You enjoy plot. What is your take on everything we're about to see unfold this weekend in San Francisco, California?
I'm super excited for this Super Bowl because I'm kind of rooting against the home team. I hope the Seahawks kind of pull this one off because I think it's nice. I don't know. Like, Tyler's like, oh, like, it's good to change things up. Like, I agree, which is why, like, having the Patriots win probably isn't going to do that for anybody.
Wow.
I
say that around the you can't say that at the barbershop this week, or you're gonna get a bad fade or something, brother.
Like, I think the Seahawks are the better team. I think they deserve it. I'm shocked. I'd love to know what the payout would have been if you put $100 on these two to meet up in the Super Bowl, in the preseason or before the season even started.
You'd be rich.
Yeah.
You'd be rich on nothing. Let's just say that.
Yeah. And I am looking forward to the halftime show. I think it's going to be a banger.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad to hear that. Maybe you can send me any of your call sheet plays, Steve, for, potential guests and potential first songs. I don't know anything. I've been seeing some
Green Day's Green Day's doing like the opening, like the whole opening concert before the Super Bowl. Who doesn't love Green Day? I love Green Day.
I would love Green Day halftime. I think I'd be there for that. Let us know your guys' best bets. Let us know your thoughts on the halftime performance. Any other, whether that's, novelty props, player props, overall game ATS, or total picks. We want to hear from you guys. So make sure you're dropping those down below in the comments as well. Make sure you're subscribing to the channel if you're new. Giving this video a thumbs up. You can subscribe both to the In Between Media main channel and the IBT podcast sub channel as well. YouTube.com/@IBT podcast. And you can also always follow us over there in the IBT football family. That is our exclusive community for the biggest and best football fans, whether you're into football betting in the NFL or collegiate markets, or whether you just love playing fantasy. We got you covered over there. We can answer all your questions. All of our wonderful analysts and our viewers as well. We also can get you access into the memorabilia giveaways at absolutely no cost. And if you want to upgrade to see our full betting cards every single week and our touchdown call contest picks, you can upgrade for $3.99 per month or $36 for the year. That's also include all the benefits from our racing, from our entertainment, and from our IBT golf families as well. That includes full picks and predictions over there, the betting models, as well as all the contests we have going on, like the TD Call contest, the NFL playoff contest from our friends over at PropDecks, and the PGA One and Done tournament, as well as the NASCAR head-to-head tournament and the Survivor 50 Fantasy League. So, boys, a lot of stuff happening over here at IBT Media. Excited to jump into it all with you, starting with our best bets coming right up in between bets.
Between bets. Between bets.
All right, it's between bets. We're firing it up here for Super Bowl 60. And Steve, you have maybe the longest shot, maybe the most absurd. Something's going to have to go right his way to cash this bet. So just a little sprinkle starting us off here. What do you have for us in the NFL Super Bowl MVP markets?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Rashid Shaheed to win Super Bowl MVP at plus 3,000.
30-1, wow.
30-1 odds. He touches the ball a lot on the kickoffs. He takes a kickback for the touchdown and the Seahawks pull this thing off. He probably gets the MVP nod because if it's the difference in the game, I think he could really see it. If he gets an explosive long touchdown, he could do it. If he gets two long ones, maybe on an end around, a deep bomb, things happen. He just has the ability to do it in so many different ways that I get really excited about, this really long odds that I'll throw, a tenth of a unit, half a unit, maybe at most on. But just something fun to be you know what? Let's have a little bit of fun. It's the Super Bowl. Let's get weird with it. People are betting on the color of the Gatorade and whether it'll be heads or tails and how long the national anthem will go. Because I remember one year I bet when Pink was singing it, it was 2 minutes and 2 seconds. And the thing came in at 2 minutes and 4 seconds. And we were all having a great time. So it's the Super Bowl. Have some fun.
Yeah, I think if you're betting the Rashid Super Bowl MVP, you might as well also parlay 2 touchdowns on top of it too, or just a side bet, because I think that's what it's going to take, right? It would take a kickoff return and probably a long receiving touchdown.
Well, the problem is that the kickoff
too.
returns.
Oh, yep. I totally forgot that. Yep, I remember that happened a couple weeks ago. Yep. Good call out on that one. So a little bit of a long shot there from Steve on his first play of the night. Tyler, you have a bet on a guy that we like to call a toxic X on this particular program, because every time you try to go back to him, he burns you. But you don't think that's the case here for one New England Patriot tight end specifically.
Look, there's a reason that they released a Drake May / Hunter Henry 1-of-1 tops card this year. The connection is just there. Also, sidebar, I am a Razorbacks fan. It is who I am.
Let's go.
So look, I love Hunter Henry. Hunter Henry has averaged over 40 yards receiving throughout the entire season. He's averaged over 40 yards receiving throughout the postseason. And surprising fact, Seattle's defense actually ranks 29th in the league against tight ends.
Yeah.
I think it's easy to assume he's going to get some looks. And really, you only need 3 receptions with an average depth per target of like 13 yards, 14 yards. Like, you only need 3 to 4 receptions and it's there. I absolutely think this is an easy call. I would even be willing to play it up for the 50 yards because that's the weak point. And like, I don't see Drake May airing it out for 300. I don't see I see this as a big defensive game.
Agreed.
With some points, but strongly defensive. And I think that Seattle is going to score. I think New England has a good defense, but a little bit less than. Seattle has a really good – they're going to score points. I think New England is going to have to combat that with scoring points, and especially when it gets down to like needing to get the ball down the field, Drake May just looks Hunter Henry's way a lot. So I really like Hunter to have – I mean, I think it's an easy line. It's a cheap line. I'm in.
Yeah, I've been having Hunter Henry in some of my PropDecks lineups the last few weeks. He finally came through for me in the conference title game. So I'm here for it, even though he has burned us. The Seahawks defense has been a little bit better against opposing tight ends the last half of the season, specifically the last 4 weeks of the regular season. Then the playoffs, they got a little bit sloppier against him once again. So we'll see what happens there. But I agree. Like, it's Stephon Diggs here. It's some big plays through the air to Kayshon Boutte, and then it's Hunter Henry, who's looking consistently over the middle, plus the running back. So I like that play there. I'm going to go for my first play. 1.5 units, nothing crazy for me, but it's Sam Darnold over 28.5 passing attempts, -124 at BetRivers. This is a market I usually don't frequent. This is one of those Eric Romoff specials that he's usually throwing out here on the program, but I feel like there's an edge here at 28.5. Specifically because most other books are offering it 19.5. I've seen some 20.5s out there, or 29.5s and 30.5s out there. But 16 of the last 20 quarterbacks to start a Super Bowl in the last 10 years have crossed this mark. They're averaging 37 attempts per game, good for an 80% clip of cashing this bet. And yes, I do believe that part of this is going to be, I don't think the Seahawks can run the ball against the Patriots. I just don't. They have Kenneth Walker and they have George Holani. And while Kenneth Walker is explosive, he can also lose yards. I think that's going to put them in some second and third and longs that they're going to have to throw out of. And like most teams in this postseason, man, Darnold has really lit it up here, right? He's coming off a career game here. Darnold, I think, is going to be ready to fire. If the Pats can counterpunch, that's what we need. If the Pats just kind of lay down on offense like they have the last couple weeks, he's not going to cross this, right? It's going to be like 24 attempts for Darnold. But if the Pats can counterpunch like I think they can, I think Sam Darnold has over 28.5 passing attempts. That is my first bet of the night. Steve, I'm going to throw it back to you here where you have another bet on the Seattle Seahawks, a player I just mentioned in Kenneth Walker III.
Yeah, and I'm going back to the well of the rushing and receiving yard total combined for over 110 yards for Kenneth Walker. This is an explosive player, and I love an explosive player because he is one play away from making me a whole bunch of money. And this is an alt line. I have upped this. I believe the line is set at 101 on DraftKings normally. I took it up to 110 because I wanted that plus money. You know, I don't like drinking juice, so I like to have a nice little bump. I recognize the Pats' front four is really elite, but I think Clint Kubiak's scheme is going to open lanes, get him away from some of those bigger bodies, get him to the outside, use his speed where the Patriots actually lack a bit in that department because like Jaxon is not a speedster out on the edges. And I think that's where they're going to find success. You can't go up the middle on the Patriots, but you can really take advantage of them on the edges, I think. If you kind of do that, Kenneth Walker's so fast. I know he'll lose you some yards, but he'll gain you some yards. And then I also believe because Vrabel is going to come with some exotic kind of looks and Darnold's probably going to get the ball out quick, I do expect him to hit that over 28.5 that you said. I wouldn't be shocked if 5 or 6 of those end up in Kenneth Walker's hands, giving him just another nice solid cushion. I could see him going for a really hard-earned 70-yard rushing and then a pretty easy 40, 41, 42 yards receiving, puts you right over.
Okay. I'm nervous about that line. I think it's big against this Patriots defense. Like, I would rather take a receiving line for Kenneth Walker. Tyler, I'm also nervous about maybe not your next bet specifically because I love the number. I think you're getting great value on it. But I actually have a long-term investment, a playoff future on TreVeyon Henderson that I posted in the week 18 window for him to have 100+ rushing yards in the playoffs. I thought the Patriots are going to get here. They maybe would at least get 3 games. TreVeyon Henderson's going to have 100+ rushing yards in the playoffs. He has like 56 still. So I'm like, I need 40+ yards from, or I'm not going to cash that juicy number. Where are you going here with TreVeyon Henderson, the talented rookie at Ohio State?
One, I will say this, Steve. All risk, reward, like love the calls. They're definitely pushing the envelope. Look, to me, like these bets, so like I'm posting some positive odds, very safe bets. Like I feel like the Hunter Henry, even at 40, like it's a safe bet. This bet, TreVeyon Henderson, 25 yards rushing. So throughout the postseason, which by the way, he's only averaged 2.5 yards a carry throughout the postseason. Mm-hmm. He's got 24 touches total, like rushing, and he's averaging over 25 yards a game. Like that's so in essentially what has been his worst productivity throughout the season at 2.5 yards a carry, he's still averaging over 25 yards a game. The thing about TreVeyon Henderson is it only takes one carry all of a sudden, and then this is smoked, right? This is actually a bet where I would watch the game, right? And I bet I would be willing to say he passes this in the first half. And then what happens is then, FanDuel will post another bet, 10 yards more, where you can double up your money. And I think he hits that too.
Live action, yeah.
Yeah, so I love this. I think that him averaging 2.5 yards a carry is crazy. It's very abnormal. Like throughout college, he averaged over 7 yards a carry throughout the season. He's averaged over 5 yards a carry. Like he's a good running back. And I think that what we've gotten is his least performance. And I think what we're leaning into is a Vegas line that is based off essentially TreVeyon's worst stat line of his career throughout the postseason. And I don't think it stays that way. He will get loose during this game. He will have a couple decent runs. And is at 25 yards, it's only going to take 2. I think this is an easy cash, like a safe bet at a positive 162 odds on FanDuel. I know it's better other places. Like that's easy to me. Easy money.
Yeah. I mean, right now you can get him over half a reception. It's heavily juiced, right? You're looking at like the -180 range, but there is a lot of value. I'll talk a little bit about it later when we get to touchdown call contest. But I think TreVeyon Henderson certainly has value on him, right? Because he is a one-play guy who can take it the house. And I would think with 2 weeks to prepare, they're going to get him ready. They're going to need him to keep up with this more high-flying Seattle Seahawks offense than what the Patriots have under the hood. So for me, this is my favorite bet of the Super Bowl. I've already placed this one, 2 units down on it. I have it boosted to +119 at FanDuel. You can get it around -114 if not boosted. George Holani, under 10.5 rushing yards, boys, because I want to bet on the Patriots' stout rushing defense. A couple weeks ago, I said, hey, Woody Marks is not going to be able to run on this Patriots defense. I think they're going to beat the Texans. Right now, the rushing attempt line for Holani is 2.5 attempts. So you're probably looking at somewhere between 2 and 4 rushing attempts for him, right? Running backs with 3, let's call it 3. Running backs with 3 attempts or fewer against New England this postseason are averaging 2 yards per game. Holani, he has just 5 games this season with a touch. And with Kenneth Walker's contract expiring, they don't give a crap what happens to him in this game if he gets hurt. They got to run him down in the ground. And I think they're going to run him right into the dirt. And even with no Charbonnet, I think the Seattle Seahawks are going to say, hey, the season is on the line. We cannot trust George Holani, who's a practice squad hero before this year, right? Last week without Charbonnet, Holani saw 34% of the snaps, was pretty effective in the passing game, but just 3 carries for 4 yards. So I like him a lot here, under 10.5 rushing yards. One play could burn me, but I'm going to play that Holani under here, boys, for my boy George. What do you think?
This is so I've always followed this rule in betting with Vegas, okay? When an odd comes out and it seems too good to be true,
Yeah.
Don't bet it. Like, this is like when you first said this, I was like, oh my God, where did he find this? This is like a given. Like, this is like an automatic plus win. Like, there's no
happens, yeah.
There's no variable, right? But those are the odds that I lose. Like, when I bet big money on FanDuel, it's always the ones that were like, oh, Oregon should have beat them by 20 points. Oh, Oregon just won by 1. What the heck? Like, this is like one of those bets. And so for me personally, I'm nervous.
I get it.
But, it's a great line. Like, IBT family, like, this is why you do it. Like, digging in and finding lines like this is what it means to like go through all the different bets that are available, right? And just go, what's there that nobody else, like, nobody is betting a George Holani under 2.5. Like, the fact that you found this bet is masterclass. Right now, whether or not you place the bet is a totally different story.
Yeah.
If you're going through to finding those kind of bets, like, this is the kind of channel you want to be subscribed to when you're looking for good bets. So
yeah,
kudos on that one.
And Steve, I'm not an under guy. I bet one under on a player prop this season. It was actually Zach Charbonnet on an under, and the over hit late in that game. So I'm 0 for 1 doing it against Seattle Seahawks running backs.
Yeah,
Holani, you ain't that dog. You ain't got that dog in you, baby.
This is one of those bets that I would never take. It's a cool find. It's a cool find. I would never take it because God forbid the Seahawks come on and like beat the brakes off the Patriots. You're toast. Because they're just gonna hand the ball off to them. There's narratives that cause this to like be the worst thing ever. And I gotta tell you, Tyler, like, I like the TreVeyon Henderson one, but God, if it doesn't hit, those are the ones that you're like, I just wish a house would fall on me. Like, if he doesn't hit that 25 rushing yards, you're just like,
right.
Like, you're just like, I have nothing left. Like, it's the gods have forsaken me in ways that I didn't think they could, and it just that scares me. And going back to Hunter Henry is always a bad move. As I have now coined him the Toxic X.
So if you thought the Holani one was a deep dig, I have a bonus bet for you. This will give us 10. I wanted the round number this week, so we're going with one bonus bet from your boy Seth here. AJ Barner over 0.5 rushing yards plus 118 at FanDuel, baby. He's hit this in every game this season where he's had at least one rushing attempt. He's the tush push guy for the Seattle Seahawks, right? 9 of 19 games this season, so a little under 50%. That's okay. We're getting plus money on it, so you're coming in at the right value. And I don't think it's going to get any tighter than this game, right? There's going to be a time where they're going to need to move the chain on 3rd and 1 or 4th and inches. And I think it's going to be AJ Barner who gets that call, especially because their best north-south runner, the guy they call on when they need a yard, Zach Charbonnet, he's out of this one, baby. He ain't coming back. So they didn't do it last week. So I think maybe they'll get one off in this game. This could be the final tush push we ever see, boys. It could be expired after this year. They ban the play. So give me AJ Barner in the holster, baby, for that rushing yard plus 118. Let's go. Show some respect.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a respect thing. It's just like I hope so.
Sure.
It's a game flow thing. It's a game flow, and when things tighten
it's
up.
a luck thing. This is a luck thing.
I don't think it's a luck thing.
If they want to 10 inches that they go for, then yes. And if not, like, it's not a skill thing. It's not a, scheming this up for him. They need to be in the right situation.
I will say this with two teams that are strong defensive juggernauts on the season, right? Like, I don't see this as an impossible task. Like, I could easily see several dynamics where you work through 1st through 3rd down, you get down on 4th and you're within a half a yard or 6 inches and you tush push. Like, I think if there was a game, it could be this game that pops up. So sure, I'm in.
Go. AJB, baby. AJB. Let's go ahead and let's get to the touchdown call contest, gentlemen. And it's going to start here by looking back at the year it has been so far. Again, touchdown call contest presented by our friends over there at Dynasty Decks. This is where you need to get all of your fantasy football league winning losing memorabilia from them. Don't be like me. Don't break your league trophy and then lose a list of previous winners. It's been a mess. We're finally getting it sorted out, but now we're just doing dynasty decks. New plaque to the winner every single year. You can start stacking them up as you go along there. Make sure you're checking them out at dynastydex.com. And on the touchdown call contest leaderboard, Trav, he's run away with it, folks. 35 on the season. Good for you, Trav. Unless someone gets, 7+ touchdowns here this week and you get negative, it's over, baby. Send us that email or send us that address and we'll get this shipped off to you here very, very soon. I'm in second place, though, with 28. Not the best season for the kid, but we got one last week thanks to JSN. Rob here with 28 as well. James with 27. Rob and James been very consistently battling for second and third place all year. Eric Romoff up on the left side of the board still with 24. Steve not far behind. And at 21, Jake Perry at 20. And then little old Tyler Bradley and the rest of his crew down at 1. Sometimes they put picks in, sometimes they don't. So that's where we're going there. So Tyler, you're down in the hole, baby. Where are you going with your touchdown calls of the week?
Look, I just want to say, I've only been on one show, and I gave 2 options, and one of them hit. So
hey, that doesn't prevent you from putting them in the Discord, my friend.
That's true. I'm a bad person. I did not put them in the Discord. So I will own that. But JSN and Sam Darnold's connection has been awesome. He is who Darnold looks for. He's who he's going to target. JSN has a great ability to get open, despite the fact that it doesn't matter how many you can put him in double coverage, you can put him whatever. He's a great route runner, and this is the difference. Like when you scout, rookie prospects, and you go, somebody's a great route runner. This is what you get, right? And I don't think there's a way that this game happens and he doesn't get in the end zone. To me, this is probably the biggest lock as an anytime touchdown than anybody in the entire game.
No, I completely agree with you, Tyler. Honestly, the fact that I'm also down on him at -105 from BetRivers. I think if JSN can go out there and he can continue to do what he's been doing, like he scored in back-to-back playoff games, right? 3 of his last 5 games, 10 of his last 19 games. And in the last 3 or 4 weeks, the Patriots have actually let the number 1 wide receiver for opposing teams score on him. Cortland Sutton last week in the back of the end zone. Go the week before, you had no Nico Collins, but Christian Kirk became the main guy for the Houston Texans. He found the end zone. Go back to week 18. The Dolphins, they don't have any Jalen Waddle. Hey, Malik Washington, you're the man. Found the end zone. So I'm with you. I also need, if JSN can score 1 more touchdown, and if nobody from New England or Cooper Kupp, if neither of them have 2, we're cashing a 15-1 ticket on JSN for my playoff future betting card from most playoff touchdowns from the receiving standpoint. So I'm going to double down here as well. I'm going to go maybe not a full unit here on the anytime touchdown, but probably at least a half a unit. I'm going to see if I can get a boost maybe there on JSN at anytime touchdown. Tyler, who's your other anytime touchdown coming in here? Potentially going back to the well of a toxic X.
I'm going back to the Seahawks weakness, which is tight end. I'm going to Drake May's safe gate, and I'm saying Hunter Henry for an anytime touchdown. And I know, Steve, I see you shaking your head. That head shake comes from a place of hurt. You've been hurt before. Okay. You finally believed, and then you were let down, and you believed, and then you were let down.
Left waiting.
But I can promise you this time you're not going to be let down. Hunter Henry is going to get in the end zone, and you're going to cash a ticket at plus 230 via FanDuel.
Love it.
Oh, so this time he actually has changed.
Yes. He's gone to he's gone to counseling.
He's going to treat you good, like you deserve to be treated.
This time he's going to treat me right. Okay. I've heard that before. You know what? I'm sorry. I will warn all our viewers: stay far, far, far away from Hunter Henry.
For my second touchdown call, I'm going TreVeyon Henderson anytime. 5-1 on TreVeyon Henderson. Like, this is how the mighty have fallen. And I don't think, while he has certainly been a letdown this postseason, he's one of the most electric players on this team, right? And let's not forget, Who out of everyone in this building is going to have 6 Super Bowl rings? Oh, yeah, it's Josh freaking McDaniels, baby, who had 2 weeks to prepare to get his best player involved, or one of them on the offensive side. It was Josh McDaniels, baby. And TreVeyon Henderson, big play waiting for Ohio State last season, big play waiting to happen earlier this season, scoring 5 touchdowns in 4 postseason games a year ago with the Buckeyes. I think he finds that big play energy again on Sunday. And also, if you're going to take the anytime touchdown 5-1, I think you might as well, if you're going to do a half a unit there, do a quarter or an eighth of a unit on the double touchdown play, because in 4 of the 5 games when he scored a touchdown this season, he's gotten 2 of them. So I think there's a chance if he scores once, he scores twice. That's all I'm saying. So that's where I'm going. TreVeyon Henderson, anytime touchdown, and also even do a little twofer on a little sprinkle there. Steven, you're staying with a New England Patriot running back, though, for your anytime touchdown call.
Yeah, the much more likely
Yes.
Patriot to score, Rhamondre Stevenson. He seems to have bumped TreVeyon Henderson out. I mean, the fumbling issues seem to be behind him. Hasn't fumbled in a while. He's been really, really productive. He's hitting the holes.
I've been betting on him all postseason. He's been great.
Yeah, that's where we're at. It just seems like a no-brainer that this is the guy that we want to roll with, and that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to continue to, put my faith in Rhamondre Stevenson, because Mike Vrabel, one thing about him is when he has a guy that he likes, when he has a guy that he wants to roll with, he's going to roll with him, right?
Ride or die.
Yeah, so Rhamondre Stevenson's definitely that guy. I don't think you put the rookie into a situation like he's kind of fallen out of favor throughout the playoffs. I don't think you suddenly ramp up a rookie in the Super Bowl. That just seems. I mean, maybe you do if you're trying to get fancy with it.
You need the ace in the back pocket. I think that's the play for Henderson. Rhamondre will get a lot of touches, though.
I think Henderson gets leaned on if they start to lose.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But if you want to control the game, I think you go Stevenson.
Here's the thing. That is Vrabel's style. Like in the postseason games, they've ran the ball like 75 times in 2 games.
Yeah.
Like they're going to run the football and they're going to try to control the game. So I
think this is
I don't hate it
kind of game. I think it's a Stevenson kind of game. So I think Stevenson's going to see a lot of cut touches. And then Kenneth Walker, I just
second usage.
Yeah. I think it's just a lot of usage. And I'm like, you know what? The guy who stole all his touchdowns is gone. So give me.
You don't think George Holani's going to find the end zone?
I don't. But like,
that's you went the under. You don't want.
Well, if he's near the goal line and he gets one of his 3 touches near the goal line, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, you're feeling great. You're hoping he comes in on the 1 yard line. That's where you want him. Except for the fact that it'll take AJ Barner's little tush push away, so maybe you don't.
Good point.
Yeah, you got problems all over the place. Your bets are like starting to hurt each other. So I'm gonna go Kenneth Walker. I just think that I wanted like a guy who's gonna touch the ball 20, 25 times again in this game.
Okay, and let's go ahead and let's round it out with our PropDecks playoff contest. Shout out to our friends over there at PropDecks. Again, this is player prop based fantasy football lineups. And guys, I was 14-1 last week on my picks. I was one play away, one parlay leg away from having the 150-point bonus that would have put me in first place. However, I have made it up to 4th on the leaderboard. Steve still racking and rolling with the lead at 358. However, the greatest outsider who right now on the board in second place, who's in position to take home the $200 Fanatics gift card from our friends over there at PropDecks, is Joe Frick, a good friend of Tyler, co-host of Tyler, good friend of the program as well. Jake Perry in 3rd place with 300 points. I'm up now to 261. We have Snag at 1025. That's our boy James. Right now in position to win that signed Zach Evans jersey is Timbo Slice right now, 193. We also have Payne Poff coming in that 3rd place slot to win that free 2026 Canton entry, because we're giving away all the prizes, even if we come in first, second, third, whatever. And then, of course, we have Tim Sons coming in here at number 8, Robbie at 9, Jay Braun at 10, Ben at 11, and Trav still struggling in at 12th. Not good at everything. I'm going to go for my lineup first. I'm taking Sam Darnold. They don't have a passing attempts market, which I'll talk to our friends over at PropDecks about. Maybe we can get that eventually. But I'm going to go passing yards, 181.5 for Sam Darnold. I'm going to go TreVeyon Henderson on the anytime TD for a big whopping 46 points. That's crazy. You can get I might stack maybe even another leg on that now I think about it too, because that might be my hero leg there. And then JSN, I'm going over the receiving yards, 77.5, over the rushing receiving touchdowns at 0.5. As well, and then over 5.5 receptions. So a little bit of a parlay there. And then I'm going on AJ Barner. They didn't have rushing yards for AJB, so I'm going to go with the for him to score a touchdown for 27.2 points. And Kenneth Walker, just going to take his rushing attempts, 15.5. I like that line a lot. Steve, where are you going with your PropDecks lineup? You're in the lead here, so maybe a little more conservative of an approach this week?
No, never. It's not like hyper aggressive, but it's certainly not conservative.
It's more conservative than it's been. It's more conservative.
It has been. It is, but I don't really live in that world. I still like to be aggressive. I think I'm still able to score more than you at baseline, which is, and you're a pretty conservative kind of guy.
True.
Sam Darnold, I'm going passing yards over 219.5 with 2 or more touchdowns. Kenneth Walker, give me 60 rushing yards, 16 attempts at least, and a tutty for him. Stephon Diggs, over 5.5 receptions, because the Seattle Seahawks are on the 3rd most zone in the NFL, and Stephon Diggs does all of his damage against the zone coverages.
I like that.
And that gives him over 36 or more receiving yards. AJ Barner, give me 20.5 receiving yards with 2.5 receptions. Got a little quirky there with my guy Barner. And then JSN in my flex, over 82.5 receiving yards with 6.5 receptions, putting me at a possible 294.6 points possible.
Wow. So basically, if I have a good week, Steve, you're having a good week too, it seems like, because you're also taking a couple of the same players. Love to see that. Tyler, thanks for joining us today, man. I know we've talked a ton about IBT and everything we have going on here. What do you have going on over the Fantasy Sports Advice Network that we should kind of be privy to as we roll into the offseason as well, my friend?
So, first of all, I have not played on PropDecks this season.
Oh, not playing in the touchdown call contest, not playing on PropDecks. Great team.
But, bro, let me tell you, hold on. One, I'm super busy, but just the little bit that I just got looks super fun. So, like, I'm interested now. I'm going to put in a lineup. If you're watching, you need to put in a lineup. Join PropDecks. It looks good. Looks good.
Yes.
As far as like
Cedric, Austin, Ryan, everyone over there. I know you've met that gang down there at the Expo this last year too. They do a great job. So yeah, thank them again for, supporting us here. And I know you're looking at getting invested with that as well here over the weekend. So a lot of fun stuff happening over there, and for you as well, my friend.
Yeah. And then as far as us, Fantasy Sports Advice Network, we have a ton of content coming out, have a ton of tools releasing. Make sure you go check that out, fsan.com. IBT Media, absolutely love the show, love the channel. Make sure you're subscribing to the Discord, joining in. And then if you want a good time, if you just want to mess around in a social media world that is not exactly as everything else is, sports only maybe type deal, you can get a sneak peek if you type in selloutcrowds.com.
Ooh.
And check it out.
Okay.
Just saying.
All right.
We are not actively taking users as in advertising, but you can sneak your way on there, and you will be welcome to the first and only sports only social media platform out there. And it is absolutely amazing.
Well, I love to hear it, man. You guys have done some great stuff in the past with your community. So excited to see what this next iteration will be coming sometime this off season. Guys, great stuff tonight on the In Between Fantasy Football podcast. Again, we're going more away from our live content, but we will still have regular weekly uploads, maybe bi-weekly uploads here in the off season, whether that's breaking down the future markets, any fantasy football risers and fallers, whether that's in the rookie dynasty realms or just from a redraft perspective as well. So if you you've ridden along with us this long, do what Tyler said, please. Give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the entire channel as well as that new channel we have for the IBT podcast specifically as well. That's youtube.com/@IBT_podcast. We've got fantasy football, NFL betting coverage for you right there. And across the entire site, across the entire greater IBT channel, we have college football betting, NASCAR betting, PGA betting, entertainment betting, all to help you cash more and to enjoy the ride along the way. Be sure to check out in-betweenmedia.com for some dope written content. Steve's department over there in the entertainment side has been banging out some movie reviews. We're going to also have some Oscars picks coming out this week from Popcorn Root Beer as well that you can look out for. Join the community for free, in-betweenmedia.com/chat. That's going to get you going on everything we have from a community perspective, whether that's all the great tournaments we have, whether that's the betting picks, whether that's just conversation or the betting models, all over there in the IBT families as well. Thank you guys so much. I hope you really, really enjoyed the Super Bowl. It's going to be an absolute treat for you. For my friends, Tyler Bradley and Steven Lawson, I'm Seth Woolcock. Keep it in between until next time, folks. Thank you.